Now this is Hollywood Unlocked.
What's up, everybody? This is Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored. I am Melissa Ford, a.k.a. The Curve Queen.
Yo, it's DJ Damage.
And we have a guest today.
She's here.
Yes, finally.
Woo!
Rapsody is in the building.
Here we
I
go.
have made it. I have come with the keys to unlock.
Rap royalty.
Jason would love that you just said that.
He would?
Yeah, unfortunately, he is not able to be here because he is on this massive book tour.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised. Hey, Kelvin, do we have a copy here that maybe we could give to her? And
I have gifts for Rapsody.
Oh,
You have
fabulous.
I do.
Oh, man.
Look at you.
I do.
I feel so
No,
loved.
I got you.
Look
You know,
at
your
you,
birthday just
Damage.
passed. I had to bring something. So I do
Yeah.
have something. Do you want it right now? I was going to do it right now. We'll do it after.
Oh,
do it after.
happy
Yeah.
belated, by the way.
Happy belated.
Let me just get some, work out the way. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are available on all streaming platforms: iTunes, Spotify, Google Play. You'll be watching us on YouTube. Oh,
Yes.
iHeart. Can't forget iHeart. They pay the bill.
It's on the mic.
It's on the mic. But yeah, okay. So thank you guys for joining us. And Rapsody, this has been literally, we have been going back and forth with the label and iHeart and trying to get you. You are a hot ticket.
I am?
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
You're a hot ticket.
You're
I made it,
blazing.
though. I'm glad I made it, and I'm here.
Yeah.
You know you're popular when there's people out there that know of you and may not even heard a song yet. Like you reached that level where I'm talking to people like, yeah, I'm interviewing Rapsody. They're like, why do I know her? Why do I know her? They're like, she's like the thing right now. I'm like, yeah, like she's popping.
Yeah.
Yo, that is so funny. It's hard for me because I can't even see it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I hear, I don't know who listening, but you have made my day. Look at all these birthday blessings and good vibes.
You
man,
earned
too.
it.
Yeah.
I got so much more to do though. So
I mean,
just
first
thank you.
album, Grammy nomination,
Yeah.
the best rap album, like that's massive. Nobody's that. When does that really happen? Never? Ish?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Right out the gate.
I try to think about it.
I was only the 5th female to hit that category.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to
Best
me.
rap album, best rap song, nominated alongside like Jay-Z.
Kendrick.
Yeah, Kendrick.
Tyler, the Creator.
I mean,
No Billboard high posting, no platinum. Like,
how did that
was a moment.
feel? Like you must have been like, okay, is this really happening?
I was like,
Yeah.
I had to sit up and just think for a minute. Like, wait a minute,
Mm-hmm.
like because for award shows, I just know what it is, and a lot of times it's popularity
Mm-hmm.
and numbers go into play. So to have a album that's nominated just for being good music.
Mm-hmm.
I had to take a breath on that one. Like, man, I'm thankful because
Yeah.
I don't have to, try to accommodate or change who I am. And it's just like, just be yourself. So it just made, once it hit and I settled into it, it just made everything easier.
The album was called Layla's Wisdom, and Layla is your grandmother, correct?
Yeah, she's my mom's mother. Yes.
Your mom's mother. Okay, so why did you name it after her? Like, what role did she play in your life? How much of an influence was she?
Yeah, the matriarch of the family. I'm from North Carolina too. Like, that's the root.
Yeah.
Her and my grandfather, we had family dinners over there. She helped raise me, gave me advice. And one of the biggest lessons she taught me was give people their flowers while they're here.
Yeah.
And I was doing, songs for the album and, just trying to figure out like, what does all of this mean? And I was working into giving more personal pieces of me and just thinking like, what do you mean to the culture? What do you want your legacy to be? And it's just like, I wanted to give flowers to the music, but receive them too, to be appreciated just for being a dope artist. So that's what it was about.
Yeah, when you listen to your music, you have stories about, love and life and struggles you faced. And it's almost like your lyrics are entries from like a memoir,
Right.
Versus a lot of female rappers who tend to focus on their bedroom skills and their designer label preferences and stuff like that. You go in the opposite direction and always have gone in the opposite direction. Did you ever feel like a sense of fear or hesitation that you wouldn't be accepted if you weren't, kind of like you were going against the grain and you weren't, kind of going with the status quo?
No, I never had fear. Like, I just grew up in a time where it was dope and it was a standard to be yourself. You weren't supposed to rap like anybody else, be like anybody else. So coming in, I was excited because, my idea of what the music industry was and the culture and how you fit, like I came in exciting just to bring something different. And I always approach music like, whatever they doing, I want to go completely left of that. Like, I don't want to be part of no trends and do anything like that. But as you get in the industry and you understand, like, oh, it's not like that anymore. Like, now they want cookie cutter versions of what is deemed successful. So, the biggest thing I think for me was I might have overthought, like, how do I fit in? But I never wanted to compromise, and I never felt fear. And it's just like, what's the play? Like, what do I have to do? What am I not doing enough to get my sound through, to get people to understand who I am and what I represent, and that there's a space for us. So it was always just me trying to figure out the chess game.
Yeah, the vibe you give me like Ladybug.
Ladybug Mecca, shout out the homie.
Yeah, you give me like Bahamadia. I'm showing my age right now. But
Three the hard way.
Exactly. But those are the vibes that you give me, and that was just such a warm time, like when it, like when women and their lyricism was really embraced and into the boys' circle kind of thing. So you harken back to that. So.
Yeah, they definitely were influences. My first influences though were MC Lyte and Queen Latifah and Lauryn Hill. I was late on Bahamadia. I got on Bahamadia like early 2000s, but when I did, I probably listened to that probably 9 months out of the year when I first got into it. The Collage album. Jean Grey, like I got to work, one-on-one with her just because she would come work with Ninth Wonder. So yeah, that's what I know. Like that's all I know, and bring balance and to be different, and that there are 7 days in a week and we not clubbing 7 days out of those weeks. So I talk about life, you know what I mean? So that's the standard of people that I grew up looking into, and what I thought was, if I'm gonna enter this game, this is who I gotta measure myself up against. So that's always been me.
Major icons.
To come into the game though and work with Ninth Wonder, he has to be some type of like hometown legend.
Oh, state legend.
And what I like about Ninth Wonder, just me as a fan, is he's not just a beat maker. He's like a real producer. What was that like experience when you're first kind of, getting into the studio? Like, what's some of that advice Ninth Wonder would give you?
Man, he's a walking book of, he should make a book of all of his advice, He just gave me so much about the music, about the business, about life. The music, about work ethic, about cadence, about flow, understanding, Too, I came in and I was super lyrical and super dense, like Reasonable Doubt. It was fun for me to listen to like music like Reasonable Doubt and have to dig through and figure out the jewels, because it's double entendres everywhere and meaning. And he had to tell me in the same way Jay had to figure out when he put out Hard Knock Life, that there's a simple complexity that you have to master, because the layman ear, especially nowadays, we don't break down lyrics the same. Like, somebody might not be able to listen to me and understand what I'm talking about. So, he taught me about being simple but complex at the same time. He taught me about work ethic, 10,000 hours. He taught me, he and Guru together, about defining your line. You got to figure out before you enter this game what you want, who you are, what things you will not compromise. Know what that is first, so that at the point you're faced with the decision of what do I do, you already know your answer, So those are just some lessons that he taught me. Relationships, the importance of those. Like, relationships will get you farther than talent will sometimes.
That's very true.
Yeah, like, you meet somebody that could be super talented, but they could be assholes. And you might, I ain't even rocking with that.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's so much that he's just taught me.
Well, you said 10,000 hours, and I just remember how I came up as a DJ, where before I even did my first party, I probably was practicing for like a year. And I feel like people from that generation had a development time. And now when you look at the things that's happening in music today, somebody can go in their living room, make a song, and put it out. Now, at first, I thought it was crazy, but I do think there's some kind of confidence in that. Do you have any respect for people that kind of have that confidence to just somehow just jump out there? Because I know I was afraid to kind of put myself out there at first.
No, I think it's dope. Like, if you just going in there and it pops for you, cool, but it's what you do after that. Yeah. And, if you go into it like, man, I've gotten here, but I want to continue to learn and grow. And I respect that a lot. It's different when you just get into it and you have this opportunity and you get big headed and you let it catch you and then it just crumbles. Like, I hate to see that because no matter how you do it, I like to see people succeed. You know, I think everybody has a lane for themselves. It's always been about balance to me. So, you know, if that's your path and that's your road and that's how you got on, cool. But where do you understand? Ask yourself, where do I go from here? Because you don't want to just be that one hit wonder. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if that works out for you, that's amazing. But don't let that slip. Like continue to build on that. And that's what it is. Because you see people, they come out with dope songs just out of the blue. And after that, 365 days and they're gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. But, you know, for me, it's, as an artist, what do you want to do? You know, there's some people that come in and it's just like, you know, I just want to go in and get what I'm getting and do something else. Cool. Like, do that. If that's what you want to do. If it's about fame for you, it's about money, cool. For me, it's about legacy. I want to be around for 20 years. So the decisions I make have to back what I want. So that's what I was saying. Like, define as an artist, what do you want to do? Like, why are you coming into the game? So then you can know how to set yourself up for whatever that is. Like, if you want to be famous, ain't nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want, do it, but make sure you know you chest and playing your thing out so it manifests in the right way for you. Mine is totally different. I knew my path was going to be longer. It was going to take me 10 years to kind of get to where I wanted to go because I wanted to be here for the long run, so I had to make good music and stand on that. My foundation had to be rock solid, like bricked up. So, you know, that's how I looked at it.
You're really lucky that you ended up, not besides the fact that you're talented, and besides the fact that you seem to have a really amazing attitude, and have, you know, the ability to think ahead, you know, several steps ahead. You are really lucky that you ended up with Ninth Wonder,
Completely.
you know, because of his wisdom in the game. A lot of artists end up on the labels of other artists and producers, and they just languish forever. Like nothing ever happens with them.
Artist development has died.
But yeah, it has.
And you know, people that really care about you as a person and don't just see you as a dollar sign.
Yeah.
Like Ninth looks at all his artists like people.
Yeah.
And you know, that's the beauty. Like you want people around that really care, that'll tell you no. Don't, all money ain't good money. Like do what's best for you. Make the best decisions for your career. So that'd be my advice. Like make sure you have at least one person, whether it's a best friend, a manager, whoever that person is, that's always going to have your best interests at heart. So, you know, even if you find yourself in a situation where, we just lingering, 'cause my thing is you the captain of your own ship. Like if they not doing it for you, go do it yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's unfortunate, like you want to have that help and that backing, but if you in a label and they not doing for you, do it yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But sometimes, you know, labels will keep you locked in.
Yeah.
There was somebody who just got released from their label. They were begging the person to let them. God, I wish I could remember who it was. It was just like somebody just, do you know it, Calvin? Huh?
Yeah.
Was it JoJo? Yeah, I think so. Like getting locked into a label, like and having even Kesha, you know, getting locked into a label and having nowhere to go. They're not doing anything with you. Like those are some of the horror stories that we hear about the business. And even, you know, this business, it just chews people up and spits them out. You know, there's nobody who's really kind of protecting, you know, there's no healthcare system that's, you know, protecting your mental health and whatnot. And a perfect example of that is Mac Miller, somebody that you worked with, you know, and his death really was like a shock. Like it was shockwaves in the industry.
Absolutely.
You know, what was your experience like working with Mac Miller, being on tour with him? So you got to probably spend quite a bit of you know, personal time with him.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, what you saw was what you got.
Yeah.
I was telling somebody this the other day. It didn't matter, you know, what he was going through or what was happening in the situation. He always was vibrating higher. It was always about fun and love, and if a situation, you know, kicked off, he was always there to come put a funny joke in, and it's like, come on y'all, let's hug it up. Like Mac was just a fun individual. He loved people and he loved music, and that was as simple as it was. Those were his two loves. You know, he was one of the first people outside of Ninth to ever support me. You know, he took me on my first tour after coming to the studio and spending like maybe 3 or 4 days with us. Heard my first mixtape and then called 2 or 3 weeks later, like, I want to take her on tour. Like, that's what he was. Like, anything he could do to help a new artist. And like I tell people, I'm not the only one with that story. There are a lot of people that a story that, you know, they got their first tour, Mac might have gave them their first verse, or, you know, that he helped jumpstart their career. Like, I tell people a large percentage of my foundation core are Mac Miller fans.
Yeah.
Like, and that's who he was. Like, he would come to the studio and, the girls might be in there, but he was in the booth. Like,
Yeah.
all the homies would be with the girls and they'd be having fun, but Mac was in the booth. He was about that music and he was just love. Like, I might not talk to him for 2 years and he might just hit me out the blue and be like, yo, I love what you're doing. Especially when he moved out to Cali. But,
That just makes it even more sad.
it is. Like, he was a true light.
Yeah.
How has his passing made you look at maybe the relationships you have with other friends? Because I can't say I know Mac personally, but I do knew him through the industry, and he was very transparent about some of the things he were going through. Has his death made you kind of open your eyes and reach out to other friends that you might hear like that are being transparent about the things they're going through or what have you?
Yeah, I mean, those situations always, whether it's Mac or whoever, it just makes you reach out. And after Mac died, I did reach out to like some friends I knew that, were doing things that I might not have thought were the most healthy for them. Just to be an ear, but even through that time when he was alive, and some other friends that continue to do this, I can remember in times I reached out or Knife reached out. And at the end of the day, people are going to do what they want to do.
Absolutely.
All you can always do is offer to always be there when they need you, or always give them an encouraging word. And you hope that, it hits home. So, it's just tough, like when somebody's going through that, and especially, they're artists and their fame and they have all this money at their disposal. Like,
yeah, I mean, everybody thinks that with money and fame, you have absolutely no problems. Go into any comment section of any blog, and when something like this happens, people are like, why? How could this have even happened? Because he had the world at his fingertips. He had the world at his feet.
More money, more problems.
Yeah.
And money and fame just magnifies who you are like 10 times.
Yeah.
And Mac didn't change. Like, as loving as he was, with fame, money, he never changed. Like,
a lot of the times it's the people around you that change.
Person. Yeah, but if you're into these other extracurricular activities and you have money to get whatever you want, that's another thing. And it's hard being in this business, just like you say, because you have money and fame doesn't make it easy. And to think, like, as young as he was like 18, 19, and move out to California with him and his homies by himself, like, that could be a lot. And, to have to undertake what fame does to you, like, some people, feel like they need things to numb them from things that they feel, or just to keep them going, because it's such a demanding industry.
I've said that a few times, that life requires a little bit of anesthesia.
It does.
At times. My anesthesia is vodka. Right. If anybody wants to send me a bottle, I promise not to abuse it. So I like Tito's.
And it sucks even more when you find out that what he had was, laced.
Yeah, it was just bad stuff.
But,
I mean, Mac Miller was a very loved individual. Like I said, anybody that came around him, like you say, he radiates his positivity. How did you feel, or did you feel anything when GoldLink kind of made his comments after Mac has passed? And
yeah, I got caught on. I got onto that late and I read it, and I didn't sit well with me. Anderson's response was perfect. Like
Anderson .Paak, yeah.
Yeah, like don't take that situation to do this when that man is not here. Like that's not right, bro. Like, that's cheap.
Yeah.
So what Anderson said was perfect. He couldn't have said it any better.
Yeah.
Respect the homie, because he's never maliciously done anything to anybody. That's not even in his spirit.
Exactly.
In no shape, form, or fashion, like, which is crazy. So that's my comments on that. I don't like to give people too much energy.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, let's switch gears and talk about your second album. It's called Eve. And several questions. First one that comes to mind is, like, after your debut album gets you 2 Grammy nominations, where do you go from there? You know what I'm saying?
She went Cleo.
I mean, seriously. I mean, did you feel like an enormous amount of pressure to not be, not have like the sophomore jinx? Right. Did you have like a little bit of fear, or were you like, nope, clear-headed, know exactly what I want to do?
Yeah, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I was clear-headed.
Yeah.
I didn't feel any pressure. I didn't feel any fear, and it was because that I did get nominated for the last one. off of just being myself. And so that for me, that confirmed like, oh, you don't have to change nothing.
Good for
like,
you. Good
know,
for you. Some people would
appreciate
have made
good
them
music.
shook.
No,
But it gave you confidence.
Yeah, it gave. It was
Awesome.
the other thing for me.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah. So Eve is a series of dedications to our iconic women that have come before us. And so, well, what's your favorite track?
Oh, that's tough.
I know, because
That's
I mean,
tough.
you've got Oprah, you've got Michelle on there, you've got Sojourn, you've got
You got Whoopi.
yeah.
It depends on the day. Like some of my favorite because they're attached to dope memories. Like Hatshepsut was my favorite because of how we created that record and having that one-on-one opportunity to talk to Queen and build a relationship and you know to hear her have the verse on it. Like that's a favorite because of the memory. But then you have other ones like Nina that are real personal. You know, and it's just like this is my coming out full circle moment where I feel like I've gotten all my infinity stones and this is who I am. So I like Nino, but you know, Whoopi is my fun joint. Like, you know, I feel a certain energy. If it's sunny outside at about 75 to 89 degrees and I'm Whoopi all day, I get to open the sunroof and, you know, act crazy on that one. So it just depends on, you know, the day.
Okay, so there's the lead single, which is based on the Olympic fencer, the first Muslim.
Ibtihaj Muhammad.
Yeah, because we were trying to. I was like, you guys, how
I'm
do I
probably
pronounce
not even
this?
say it all the way.
Yeah, they was asking me, and I was like, I know
We-
my last name.
We couldn't figure it out, you know. And even listening to it, I was just like, wait, rewind, what? I couldn't get it. But so how did you? How has she been an influence to you? You know, and a mentor, you know, in your head to like name a song after her.
Yeah, we named that song after her based on a Liquid Swords sample. So it's like Liquid
RZA.
Swords.
Did RZA produce this as well?
No, he didn't produce it, but RZA's song Liquid Swords, that sample is what we use for this
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
So we went with Liquid Swords. All right, she's a Muslim fencer. But it was dope for me because I had so many legendary, iconic women up there that introduced somebody new. And, you know, I got onto her through the Nike ads. And, you know, you just see these powerful images of her, you know, with the fencing sword and, you know, the hijab. And, you know, I read up on her story about what she had to go through. And she never wavered. You know, she continued to represent who she was proudly, even though as hard as it was, as much discrimination as she faced. And I thought that was powerful and it needed to be, and it needed to be talked about. And, you know, to shine light on her because, too, it's just a different sport that you don't see us in, too.
Really?
Fencing?
Absolutely, yeah.
So, you know, I just wanted to highlight that and the Muslim community. You know, as much discrimination across the board as, you know, people put on them just based on their religion and how they look and everything that's been going on in the political world. And, you know, at wars, it's like, yo, we not gonna do that. Like, we're gonna shed light on our people.
Right.
And that's what it was about. And I thought she was a perfect representation for that.
Yeah, those like you said, those ads were really like
powerful.
they were powerful, they were beautiful, they were sexy. You
Yes.
know, I love seeing a woman just kind of like embrace exactly who she is with no apologies.
None. And
I
it-
love that.
And it was dope. Like you see her fencing, and then I see videos of little girls in their hijab playing basketball.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just like, yo, never let nothing stop you. Like, show up as you are, and that's enough, and then dominate.
Yeah.
And I thought that was dope because you don't see the Muslim community expressed in that way in
Right.
the sporting world. You know?
No,
So,
you don't really see that.
Yeah.
Not around the country.
no.
Yeah.
So it was powerful to me.
Yeah, no, you've also worked with Kendrick Lamar, and I wanted to ask you about his song
K-Dot.
called Complexion. You went off on your verse. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
And so we've had a very, you know, like ongoing discussion on this show about colorism. Jason got it, boy.
Oh, what you say, bro?
No, I ain't say anything.
Oh.
No,
Okay.
it was Jason. So I don't know if you get a chance to watch any like reality TV, but last season of Basketball Wives, there was, you know, the battle between OG and Evelyn, and Evelyn's light and OG's dark, and there was a lot of, you know, just what happens on reality TV. But the conversation of colorism came up. What was your inspiration to, you know, say what you said on the song Complexion? Like, what, you know, is it based on any experiences that you've had in the business or just in life in general?
Yeah, definitely. When Kendrick called me and told me, I was like, I was like, bro, you ain't got to go into this
Yeah.
deep. Like, I'm well familiar. Like, this is dope. I think too, personally, like, you know, being a chocolate girl
Yeah.
and growing up, you know, I can remember what that felt like. Like, you know, I would say like you go outside and it's like, don't go out there too long, you're gonna get black. You know what I'm saying? And just how that was like a negative thing to be looked at, and just how we were represented in the world, where dark skin, you know, wasn't beautiful, but at the same time how we interact with each other. So it came from personal, but it also came from me understanding our community. And, you know, even the struggles we go through. I would have conversations with my hairdresser, and she's of a lighter complexion. And, you know, she would say, you know, I understand, you know, what chocolate women go through, but we go through things too.
I was just going to ask you that. Have you ever seen the other side of it? Because I was
Definitely.
talking to Melissa about it. When I was coming up in high school, like the light-skinned guys with the curly hair, they would get beat up.
Yeah,
You know?
people
would
think they soft. You see
Yeah.
what we do to Drake, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Or they'd have to
Yeah.
get like a lot of tattoos in high school to try to look like, to not be food, basically.
Yeah.
Exactly. And, you know, my hairdresser, like, I used to be called Strawberry growing up. Like, so, you know, it just showed, like, at the end of the day, like, don't allow them to penetrate and put us against each other based on our skin tone. Like, we all black and we all beautiful. And, you know, we can't let them define that for us. You know, whatever the outside world is, they're going to do, we have to counteract that by being strong and powerful and supporting each other. And so that's what it was, you know, it's the thing that started with slavery, the house nigga versus the field nigga, and it's still being carried on and represented today. Like, I even remember when Kendrick made a Rolling Stone cover, and his girlfriend was, her hands were in it braiding his hair, and people were like, oh, you know, he's about black power, and he got this light-skinned girl braiding his hair, and his girlfriend, and I'm just like, yo, who does that?
Yeah.
Who tears people down?
Yeah.
Like, she's a person.
Yeah.
Black, white, whatever you want. She's
First,
black,
she's a
but
person first.
she's a person first.
Yeah.
Like, she's been with him since day one, which nobody should have to explain it. You love somebody if you love somebody. But why are we tearing this person that you don't even know down just based on the complexion of her skin?
Right.
That's weak. Harry
Yeah.
Belafonte is light skinned as ever, but he's been fighting for all of us since
Yes.
day one. So that doesn't.
It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't matter.
Right.
But
It
everybody
doesn't.
everybody has something to say about everything.
Exactly, and to do that, like, to think about all that Kendrick Lamar does. He did, when he did the Poetic Justice video, he intentionally cast a chocolate woman because he understood the disparity in which we were represented in videos, and he was like, you know, I want to show love. Like, you cast me a chocolate woman, so, you know, it's just silly, but, you know, it lets you know how hurt a lot of us are.
Yeah.
You know, and how we take that and deflect it on ourselves. You hurt people, you hurt the people that should love them the most. You know, the most. So it's just like, man. It's just evidence. So it just let me know that we have a lot to heal from.
Yeah.
And I wanted to speak on it, you know, from a compassionate, empathetic.
Yeah. Your
place.
your music in itself is pretty much like a form of you know, activism. You know, so but are you doing anything, like, is there any organizations that are near and dear to your heart, or is there any activities that you take part in that kind of you know, promote the message of women empowerment, or, you know, just the whole Black is beautiful message? Is there anything that anybody that might not know about what you do, like, behind the scenes, just in terms of like philanthropic activity?
Man, I'm sprinkled everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, one of my goals this year was to start my own.
Yeah.
But, you know.
That's a big 501c3. Oh, girl.
Yeah.
You need a whole team for that.
I know.
Yeah.
That's
It's
why
a lot.
I know.
It's a lot.
I'm trying to start early, so,
Yeah.
you know, I could build
As
it
you
by the
should.
time it's ready. Like, I could be where I want it. But I'm sprinkled everywhere. Like, you know, I love to support Black Girls Rock. That's one of my favorite organizations. I did some work with NFL Change this year. You know, people will hit me, whether it's they want me to come speak at their school, or I have my own organization where, you know, can you just record a video and send it to my students?
Yeah.
Like, you know, or I donate money, or, you know, I show them donate time. So with me, it's like, whatever it is, I'm usually like, if I have time and it fits my schedule, I'm for it. You know, so to me, it's just hard to pinpoint one thing, because, you know, I like to help in all areas, whether it's, you know, with self-love, you know, education, homeless, you know, anything that I could be involved in for us in the community and the betterment of people. Like, sign me up. You know, so,
Do you still do poetry?
man, I've gotten away from it. because I used to write a lot of poetry
Yeah.
and do a lot of spoken word, and now it's just been these bars.
These bars.
But my good friend Raina Biddy, who did my interludes on Eve, she is probably my favorite poet next to Maya Angelou and Nikki Giovanni. And just reading her work and listening to her interludes that she killed on the album, I want to get back into it.
What's that transition like from doing poetry to rap? Because I think a lot of us think it's like very similar.
No, it's like
But
battle
then
rap
again,
and
yeah.
rap. And those things don't go together either.
What was
Yeah.
that transition like? Because I feel like the cadence is different. And when I do hear you rap, I still hear the poetry in your voice.
It's just different. With rap, you gotta really hone in into the rhythm and flow and cadence of things and inflection. Performance wise, they're similar, because when you perform spoken word, your inflections have to be a certain way too. But the biggest thing is rhythm. With poetry, is you have a blank page. You can change the cadence up. You can change the speed of how you could do a stanza real fast, and you could do another one slow, and your rhyme scheme could be different. With rap, it's a science to how those bars are laid and where the words are plugged, because it's music and you have to do it like an instrument. And the way people conceive music and learn from it and to even memorize your things to say it, it's always in rhythm. And Knife taught me this. He was like, when you say your phone number, you say it in a rhythm. My phone, I ain't gonna say my phone number, but if my phone number was this, it'd be 919-284-647. You don't say 9198. You don't say your phone number like that. When you say your ABC, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like everything is a rhythm. So when you do rap, it has to fall in that same cadence, however that is. But poetry, man, you could do whatever. It's you just have so much more creativity to me, and that's the biggest difference for me. So if you go back to my earlier work, my cadence was so off, but I was still lyrical from writing and being creative with poetry and wordplay. So, I had to fine tune it where it's just like, man, I have this ill line that I want to say, but it doesn't fit in the cadence of things. So I have to plug and play and figure out, how do I say this 4-bar stanza in 2 lines in a rap song? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
very
yeah.
hard. I tried to rap not too long ago, and I failed miserably.
Oh, man.
Shut up, Damage.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't that bad. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
never gonna ever air that. Okay.
That's,
So
that's
my
the
hat
biggest
is my
thing.
hat goes off to you, because it's not as easy as you think,
It's,
people.
No, but
it's not like when you think of, let's take Nina for example. Emit light rap or emit till. You know what I'm saying? Like that's very short, but it's heavy. Like you can
Yeah.
in poetry, I would go way deeper and I would have way more words to describe what that one bar means. And that's the beauty of it. Like you can't do that in rap. Like boy, they be like, man, you putting me to sleep. No, so that's
Well, okay, with that being said, I want your honest opinion on, Eminem recently has been under a lot of criticism, for...
Oh, hit me, because sometimes I be behind.
And
in the
not
news.
criticism like that. We know Eminem is one of the best rappers of all time. That's
Is it
hands
because he's
down.
been going back and forth with Nick Cannon?
It's not even that. It's
Oh.
people are now saying what you were saying, like it's too many words in the bar. It's it's overly, I guess, lyrical. What is your opinion on the music? Do you like it? Do you not like it?
Or have we gotten too used to mumble rap? Where
I don't know. That's what I'm
nobody's
saying. I'm asking her because
anything?
I think it's back to what she was saying, where you can say something that's complex in a short amount of,
Yeah.
It's just the way you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not here to break down. His style has changed. That's what it is.
Exactly.
And his delivery has changed. And if that's the space he's in, that's what it's in. I like a different delivery from Eminem. So this new style of delivery,
Yeah.
I'm not as keen to it as the old delivery. Like lyrically, he's still who he is.
Well, he's still a monster.
But
That's-
let's take the Renegade verse.
That's exactly
Like,
what I was thinking.
how his cadence and flow was and how it came off. That's the Eminem I love.
yeah, he used to
and
let
he
it
killed
breathe a little bit.
Yeah,
where you
so
can-
it's just a performance and cadence different. So he's just at a different stage, and M is M. He's one of the best, but it's just a style of M that me personally I prefer.
yeah, same.
more than the way. So I understand people that they're like, this new Eminem, I don't know, because we fell in love with this certain performance that he had, and it's a lot different. It sounds even more poetry based to me. But I'm not here to knock.
No.
You know
I mean,
what
at
it
the
is.
end of the day, he's still rapping his ass off.
Yeah, he's
but
rapping
it's
his
like,
ass. The cadence is just different, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, how he rides that beat and falls on it is just different. And I personally prefer the old way. That's all.
I just have to say that I'm obsessed with your braids right now.
Oh.
I'm obsessed with the braids. I'm
Thank
obsessed
you.
with the beads.
Thank
Everything.
you.
The whole-
It's so like this is not it's so old school. You know what I mean? Like it's like the 80s. It's giving me it's just such like retro vibes, and I'm obsessed with all the jewelry. Like I'm
you.
thinking, I wonder if my braid girl knows how to do this.
I was looking at yours. Yours are dope. Shout
Thank
out to Braid Artistry, B. Thomas.
Yeah.
Keeps me laced. Yeah, the same way like with my style and my hair, the same way I like to do music. Like I want to do different. I approach my dress and my gold. It's like, man, like I want to take it back to the gold. Like
Yeah.
you say 80s.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'll go on Google sometimes. Just like, let me just Google different hairstyles.
Yeah, because this is very specific, like a very specific era in terms of your hair design, and it seems like very intentional.
Yeah, no,
You know?
all the time. Like,
Yeah.
Misa Hilton too. I've been working with her a lot this year, just on getting my style and my brand together as far as what I look like.
And what is your style? What would you say your style is?
It's different.
Yeah.
Like, you know, from summer to this time, like I've been really into braids, and the tomboy look. Like me and Misa were talking, she was like, yo, when I was coming
Misa
up.
Hilton's your stylist?
Misa Hilton's
I
my
love
stylist. Yeah, to work with
Misa. Hi,
a
Misa.
legend, the architect.
Yeah.
So, you know, she was like, when I was coming up, when we talked about female rappers, they look like you. Like, you know, the baggy jeans, you know, the jerseys. And I'm like, yeah, that's the vibe I'm on now.
Yeah.
And this year, I got a couple events. She was like, all right, what vibe you on? I was like, man, I'm feeling real leathery right now. Like tight leathery. Like everything I be sending her has black leather on it. It might be tight. It might be a jumper. I don't know.
A
but
little maybe Black Panther-ish.
yeah, I don't
That
even,
kind of
not even Black Panther is more like you remember
Maybe Tina Turner?
when like Mary J. Blige was wearing a lot of black leather, like in '94, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it ain't necessarily Black Panther, but it's just like it's hard though.
Yeah.
Like I'm just feeling this real hard, sexy look at the same time. So I'm
swagging on him.
What does sexy mean to you? Because for a female rapper, usually sexy means, you know,
Oh, yeah.
is Kim, is Nicki, is Meg the Stallion, and it's a lot of this, and it's a lot of this, and it's not a lot of clothes, you know. But what does sexy mean to you?
Sexy to me is being confident.
Yeah.
And loving yourself however you come. It's not necessarily how you dress, it's how you wear whatever you rocking. If you wear it confidently and you walk confidently, you show yourself, that's sexy. So sometimes I might be tomboy, but that's what I'm in, and I'm gonna wear it proudly. You know, that's sexy to me, confidence. You know, I think sexy just comes in different shapes, forms, and fashions. I don't think it's in a bathing suit and half naked. I think it's confident. What made Little Kim sexy is because Little Kim could put on, you know, a G-string and a bra and a see-through robe, and she was confident because that's who she was, and it was true
And
and
she was
authentic to
rapping
her.
hard,
Yeah, it
too.
was about being authentic. You know, Total could put on, you know, a sports bra and have the overalls bent down, and that was sexy. You know, I think I'm sexy, you know, if I got on baggy jeans and a hoodie, like that's sexy too. Like, so it's about being authentic and confident. Like just whatever you rocking at, however you wanna show up and present yourself to the world, do that joint confidently. That's sexy. You know, Cardi B is sexy because she confident in what she do.
Yeah.
LaKaylee 47 in that mask, that's
Yeah.
sexy. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, LaKaylee, like that's kind of hard. Like, you know, so it's
Hold
just
on one second
what
here.
you-
That's how you pronounce her name?
LaKaylee, yeah.
I was pronouncing it Lakey Lee. Okay?
I'm not gonna lie, I was just going with it. I was like, I never knew that's how you pronounce it.
It took me a minute. The day I learned how to say it was we did a BT Hip Hop Awards cipher, and I had to introduce everybody.
Yeah.
It took me like 10 or 15 times. I kept messing
She's
up.
the one with the wispy voice on the song with Drake. And am I tripping right now?
No,
No,
Katie gets
yeah.
the ski mask.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
he rapping the bars.
Listen, okay. I need some more
Money.
coffee. Yeah.
I got money.
Right.
Yeah, you got
Okay.
that record.
Okay.
Who
okay.
are some, I guess, like you would say, up and coming female rappers that you rock with?
Oh man, LaKaylee 47 is one for sure. Il Camille. I love Saweetie. Dreezy out in she from Chicago. Tokyo Jets.
Yeah.
Tokyo Jets is so hard. She's one of my favorites. 3D Natty out in New Orleans.
Okay.
She's dope. Man, who am I forgetting? There'd be so many, and then I draw a blank. No Name is dope, of course. Man,
I'm just happy that we are able to be in an era where we can name so many.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
where it's
exciting.
like it's so much more. Who. Because there was a time where, you know, it was more.
Only one could be on top and one person gunning for her spot.
Women weren't doing it. It's just like they weren't getting that showcase. You know? I feel like now it's like every city you can name a dope female rapper from there.
Yeah, for sure. Like, and that's what's beautiful. People ask me all the time, like, what do you think about the state of hip hop? I think it's ill.
Yeah,
like,
it's dope.
As long as you're not, you know, stuck on TV and radio. Like, if you look at the culture, like, there's so many women and men, and everybody's from a different area. And everybody got different styles. Like, you know, to me, it's like, oh, we at that time where people want to be different. You know, if you look at the culture, and that's always dope. Like, but I always say, like, the culture can't move forward without women in it. So,
Period.
That's the truth right there. So listen, I gotta ask a Jason question, you know, because I'm sitting in the seat, so it just makes you an automatic asshole. Love you, Jason. How do you? I don't know. Nobody seems to know much about your personal life. Is that intentional?
It is.
Because as a woman in this business, a lot of times we feel the need to serve our relationships and our personal life up on a platter just to, you know, attract attention or keep the limelight on us. And you've, again, defied convention.
Right.
And nobody knows anything about
my
your personal life.
I don't know who I'm dipping and sipping with. And that's one thing, you know, like me and my team talked about coming up. It's like, yo, we just want to do it off the music. And it would be like, you know, just studying like the culture and how things move. Again, playing chess. And it's like, man, a lot of times it's not even music that people fall in love with because it's so content driven. It's about what you got on, you know, what designer you wearing, who you dating. Like, you know, if you get it, if you and another celebrity hook up, oh boy, like, you know, it's
Two
like.
is better than one kind of thing.
It's like soap operas in real life that you get to pick apart and look at the story. And it's just like, nah, you know, there's a part of me that I have to protect. And that's another thing Knife taught me about peace of mind.
Yeah.
And, you know, my peace of mind is, this is my cutoff. This part is for me.
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of times as fans and people, you feel entitled, like, you chose to be famous in this life. It's like, no, like, this is my job. Like, you don't go to your teacher and be like, girl, who you dating? You know, it's just my profession. You know what I mean? Like, you don't go to a Dunkin' Donuts manager and be like, yo, what you do last night? You know what I mean? Like, I do music. It just so happens that, you know, fame comes with it. But that doesn't make you entitled to our life. And in any other profession, you wouldn't be entitled to their life. So you got to give people their space. Like, you know, this is my art that I choose to give. You know, we don't have to do this. That's why I don't, when people talk about Lauryn Hill and, you know, it's like, Lauryn don't owe us nothing. Be thankful that she gave us the miseducation. She didn't have to do that. So it's just like, if she don't want to make another album, if she want to, you know, whatever she does in her personal life and her profession, that's on her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the same thing. It's just like, this is what I choose to give you, but you're not entitled to anything else.
Yeah.
You know, with that being said, even if it was private, are you against maybe dating somebody that's also in the industry?
No, I'm not. I'm not against any of that.
Who you think is cute?
Huh? No, I'll be looking. Nah, you chill.
I'm trying to get her to say like who she might have a lightweight crush on, you know, like who's cute. Doesn't mean you necessarily want to date them. Like I'm trying to figure out what your type is.
Okay,
I mean, I got
because I'm
types.
curious.
Let's figure out your type.
But some of these types that I have, they're in relationships. Some are married, and you don't want to disrespect because you know I know how these clickbaits can be.
Yeah,
True.
yeah.
Like I don't even set myself up for failure like that.
If we would base it on rappers that we would look at growing up, like the Big Daddy Kanes, the Most Defs, the LL Cool J, like what would your type be?
Oh, growing up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's easier.
Yeah.
Because you get me with these new rappers that I be looking at. I be like, set me up. Rhapsody wants to procreate with. Let me see. LL was definitely cute. Everybody had an LL crush.
I never did.
Okay.
You didn't?
I never did.
What about, I knew a lot of ladies
Most
like.
Def was fine.
Okay, like Tretch. Was you ever into like.
No.
My mama had a thing for Tretch.
Yeah.
I was like,
That
He
let me
was
tell you the
grimy.
and
But
I was
sexy grimy. Yeah, sexy
that's why I
grimy.
looked at
Like
my
he got dirt underneath his
Stretch and
fingernails.
DMX. I was like, okay, I see your type
Yeah.
now, Mom. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, she like the
no,
roughnecks with the bald heads.
Yeah.
Okay.
First of all, wait, how old's your mom again? Your mom's like what? Like 65 or something like that?
Put 10 years on that.
75.
Yes.
She got a 50-year-old boyfriend.
Not no
and,
more.
And she smokes weed. And
Not
she,
no more.
I need to hang out with his mom. His mom is cool as shit. She dumped the 50-year-old boyfriend when she exchanged it for a 45-year-old.
It's over. It's over.
Man.
over.
How you feel? Are you happy about that?
Well, I'm happy that she's dumped. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
happy
he
about
was
that.
very
I won't feel him no way, Mom.
No, not at all.
He was kind of uncomfortable with the fact that his mom was like eating edibles with her 25-year
Hey, let her
younger
live her
boyfriend.
best
That was
life.
no, that
Get
was
loose.
fine eating edibles with me.
Oh.
That's fine.
Yeah, but not him.
Not
Hell
her boo
no.
thing.
Hell no.
No,
No.
but they was having fun. She,
no
she was
more
feeling
fun. She's okay.
Mama can't have fun.
She can have fun. She's having too much fun.
Oh, ain't no such thing as too much fun,
Yeah,
bro.
it is. Yeah, it is. Okay, so LL Cool J.
Yeah.
But I will say though, it could be like, okay, I'm attracted to you physically, but demeanor wise,
Yeah.
DMX is sexy as hell.
Yeah.
Let's
okay.
not get that.
Yeah.
I like a roughneck.
Yeah.
You know, and the New York bop to it, like,
Yeah.
ooh. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Okay.
Have you? So where do you live now? Like
I'm
primarily,
still in North Carolina.
You're still in North Carolina.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I wanna. I've been there all my life.
Mm-hmm.
I said I've always wanted to live in New York, but all my music friends are in California.
Yeah.
like all my music friends.
Yeah,
So
there was
I'm
there. Listen, I'm from Canada originally.
Okay.
And I moved to New York, so I spent the better part of like 16 years in New York. And there has been a mass exodus from New York to Cali or the East Coast to Cali because everybody's tired of the winter.
Yes,
So they
yes.
moved
Yeah, cold.
over here.
Right.
Yeah, this one's from Philly.
Cold.
That's what I tell people. You go to New York, ain't but two people that still hold New York down. It's Q-Tip and Busta Rhymes.
That's true. But
Straight up.
Tip's actually here right now.
He is
Yeah.
for the Grammy week.
Probably
But
for
he's
for-
still living in New York.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide. Like,
Have you guys ever had a chance to meet? Because I feel like you guys would
Q-Tip?
make
yeah.
I
I met
feel
Q-Tip
like-
several times. He invited me to his house one time when I was working on Layla's Wisdom.
Yeah, I feel like you
so
guys
work.
would make some really incredible
Man.
music together.
I'm
Like,
so mad I ain't
flow,
go that night.
cadence, everything. Yeah,
He's still on my list. I gotta hit him like Q, man. That invitation's still
I'll
on the table.
I'll text him right now.
Yeah,
This
him.
motherfucker, let me
I gotta
text
get
him.
in with my homie Just Blaze. Me and Just Blaze
Yeah.
been supposed to get in. But yeah, I've met Pharrell once briefly, but everybody who doesn't. If you don't want to get in with Pharrell, something wrong with you.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Q-Tip and Just Blaze, like yeah.
Those are goals.
There it is.
Like that's
Yeah, and
that's-
Pharrell, he's a goal
yeah,
too.
and those are the people you want to work with. Okay, well we know that you gotta go, and we can't thank you enough for dropping by.
Yes.
Like this is long time in the making. We were so happy that you were able to
Thank
make it. You are just a beautiful soul inside and out. Those braids, I'm taking a picture and sending them to my
Please
girl.
do.
Like this is what's happening. Me on vacation.
Yes.
And the jewelry, I love it all. And congratulations on your success.
Thank
We're
you.
so
Thank
happy
you
for you.
for coming
Thank you.
through.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
so
you
much
for-
for. Is there anything that you want to leave everybody with, like Instagram
Yeah.
page, like where they can find you,
Of
tour
course.
dates, et cetera, et cetera?
I'm always on the gram, so hit me at Rapsody, Rapsody. Please don't put no H in my name, please. Please, that is the music service. I'm not that. Let me see tour dates. I start tour on February 3rd on
Okay,
the
coming
East
up.
Coast. We'll be coming to the West Coast, Midwest, the South. The tour is called A Black Woman Created This Tour.
Yeah.
You can get tickets on IamRhapsody.com. And yeah, like those are the biggest thing. Eve, the album is out now. We just dropped a video of Feeny. It's hit radio. Call your radio DJ to tell them how much you love them and the song.
Turn it up.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
There it is.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
for
Rapsody.
dropping by.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace.
Do say next time.
What up, YouTube? Thank you for watching this reckless show.
Yeah, and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell.
And also don't forget to share and leave a comment because we are reading.